In the last class, we were discussing forced or driven harmonic oscillations. So, what do you mean by forced harmonic oscillations? Oscillations of constant amplitude performed by a body under the influence of an external periodic force with a frequency equal to that of the external force are known as forced oscillations. In a forced or driven harmonic oscillator, in addition to the restoring force minus Cx and the damping force minus gamma into dx by dt, there is an external periodic force. Since the external force it is periodic, we represent it using sine function. So it is expressed as f0 sine pt. Here in the amplitude part we have f0. It is the maximum value of external force. Now what is this small p? Small p, it is the angular frequency of the external periodic force. We got the differential equation of forced harmonic oscillations as d squared x by dt square plus 2k into dx by dt plus omega 0 square x is equal to f0 sine pt. Hope you remember, we assumed a solution of the form x is equal to a sine pt minus theta, where a is the constant amplitude of the forced oscillation and theta is the phase difference between force and the resultant displacement of the system. Then we went on to obtain the values of a and theta. We got the value of a as a is equal to f0 by root of omega 0 square minus p square the whole square plus 4k square p square, and theta as theta equal to tan inverse 2kp by omega 0 square minus p square. So you remember both these equations. So far you have studied three angular frequencies. First one, omega 0. It is the angular frequency in the absence of damping. Then omega, it is the angular frequency in the presence of damping. It is also called damping frequency. Then small p, it is the angular frequency of the external periodic force, or it is also called the driving frequency. Now we are going to discuss the three cases. First case is the low driving frequency when P is much less than omega 0. Case 2, high driving frequency when P is much greater than omega 0. Then third case is resonance when P is approximately equal to omega 0. Please note that case 1 and case 2, they are not in syllabus, whereas the case 3, resonance, it is very important. Here the driving frequency P is plotted along the x-axis and the amplitude of oscillations, it is plotted along the y-axis. This value of frequency, it is our natural frequency omega 0. This region, it is called the low driving frequency when P it is much less than omega 0. And from this region onwards, it is called the high driving frequency when P it is much greater than omega 0. Now this region is where resonance occurs when P it is approximately equal to omega 0. In the case of low driving frequency, that is when the frequency of the external periodic force is much less than the natural frequency of the oscillator, we can neglect p square. So here you have p square, again there is p square. So the expression for amplitude becomes a is equal to f0 by root of omega 0 square the whole square, or it becomes a is equal to f0 by omega 0 square, which is equal to f0 by c, which is a constant. Therefore the body it oscillates with nearly constant amplitude under low driving frequency. It is also obvious from the figure that in the region of low driving frequency, the curve it is almost horizontal. That is, the amplitude it remains constant. It remains almost constant in the low driving frequency region. In the case of high driving frequency, when P is much greater than omega 0, first of all you can neglect omega 0 square, then the term containing P square, because P raised to 4 is much greater when compared to P square. So here we can neglect this P square and also this term for K square P square. So the expression for amplitude becomes A is equal to F0 by root of uh, minus P square the whole square. That is, it becomes A is equal to F0 by P square, or it is equal to capital F0 by MP square. So I can see that the amplitude, it is inversely proportional to the square of driving frequency. This shows that the amplitude it decreases rapidly with increasing frequency. That is why in the high frequency region you can see the amplitude, it is decreasing very rapidly as the frequency increases. In case 3, we have resonance, and it occurs when the frequency of the applied force, that is when the frequency of the external periodic force is very close to the natural frequency, that is when P is approximately equal to omega 0. So here you can see that when the driving frequency it is very close to omega 0, the natural frequency of the oscillator, you are getting maximum amplitude. The value of amplitude, it is high. So what is resonance? Resonance is the phenomena in which the amplitude of a forced harmonic oscillator, it becomes maximum at a particular driving frequency which is very close to the natural frequency. And the frequency of the driving force at which the resonance occurs is known as the resonance frequency, represented by P suffix R. So when the driving frequency P, when it comes to a value very close to omega 0, the oscillator, it starts to vibrate with maximum amplitude, and this phenomena, it is called resonance. Now we are going to derive expressions for maximum amplitude called A max, and also expression for the resonant frequency PR. In this expression for amplitude, we know that the value of A becomes maximum when the denominator is minimum. We know that at resonance, we get the maximum value of amplitude, that is A becomes A max when the driving frequency P becomes equal to PR, the resonant frequency. That is, the denominator is minimum for a particular value of P, that is when it is equal to PR. In order to find the value of P at which the denominator becomes minimum, we first find the first derivative of denominator and equate it to 0. Hope this you know, which you have studied in your +2 maths classes. So here we are equating the first derivative of denominator to 0. We haven't written the whole term here, just have written term. Now when you take the first derivative, you get 1 by 2 root of that term into d by dp of that term, which is equal to 0. It implies 1 by root of the term, it can't be equal to 0. It implies d by dp of the term should be equal to 0. That is, the first derivative of the term with respect to p, it should be equal to 0. So here we have written the whole term. On taking the first derivative with respect to p, you will get it as minus 2 into omega 0 square minus p squared into 2p plus 8k squared p is equal to 0, or minus omega 0 square minus p square plus 2k squared is equal to 0 on cancelling 4. From this expression, you can write the value of p squared as equal to omega 0 square minus 2k square, or p is equal to root of omega 0 square minus 2k square. That is, you get the maximum value of amplitude A max when the driving frequency P is equal to PR, the resonant frequency. We now call this expression the resonant frequency, that is PR is equal to root of omega 0 square minus 2k square. Also note that the resonant frequency is smaller than both the natural undamped frequency omega 0 and the damping frequency omega, which is root of omega 0 square minus k square. So in the expression for amplitude, when you put the value of the driving frequency P is equal to PR, you get the maximum value A max for amplitude. So here on substituting PR instead of P, you will get A max is equal to F0 by root of 2k squared the whole square plus 4k square PR square, or on simplifying you get the value of A max as equal to F0 by 2k into root of k square plus PR square. So please remember this equation too. At low damping, that is when k is very small, k square can be neglected. So A max becomes equal to F0 by 2k omega 0, and PR, it becomes approximately equal to omega 0. So you can see that here in the low damping case, amplitude is much high compared to the high damping case, that is when k is large. Also here it is the PR is approximately equal to omega 0, the natural frequency. In the absence of damping, that is zero damping case, when k is equal to 0, at resonance, the amplitude, that is A max, when k is 0, A max become equal to infinity. That is, they have shown this using the dotted curves. But this case, it doesn't occur as damping is never 0. So for finite value of damping, resonant frequency will be less than omega 0, and the amplitude of resonance, it decreases with increasing k. Next is sharpness of resonance. The term sharpness of resonance, it refers to the rate of fall in amplitude with a change of driving frequency on either side of the resonant frequency. Resonance is said to be sharp when, for a small departure of the driving frequency from the resonant frequency, there is a large change in the energy of vibration. Let omega 1 and omega 2 be the frequencies corresponding to the half power points. The difference in the frequencies omega 1 minus omega 2 is called the bandwidth. Bandwidth is a range of frequencies for which the power is greater than or equal to half of the power at resonance frequency. Sharpness of resonance is a parameter used to compare various resonance systems. Response of a system depends on the damping present in the system. Sharpness of resonance is defined as the ratio of omega 0 to 2 delta omega, which is the bandwidth. That is, sharpness is inversely proportional to the bandwidth 2 delta omega. A very sharp resonance circuit has very small bandwidth. Then the circuit will accept a narrow band of frequencies. A resonance system is flat if the bandwidth is large and hence less sharp. Now next is quality factor at resonance. It is defined as the ratio of amplitude at resonance to the amplitude at zero driving frequency. This expression you have seen earlier. When damping is very low, you will get A max is equal to F0 by 2k omega 0. Now amplitude at P is equal to 0 can be obtained by putting the value of the driving frequency P is equal to 0 in the expression for amplitude A. Then you will get F0 by omega 0 square, or you will get Q is equal to omega 0 by 2k, or is equal to omega 0 into tau, where tau is the relaxation time and it is equal to 1 by 2k. Now next is LCR circuit as an electrical analog of mechanical oscillator. This is the force equation of a forced harmonic oscillator. Now if you consider an LCR circuit, the potential difference across the inductor can be written as L into di by dt, that is L into d squared q by dt square. Potential difference across the resistance VR is equal to Ri is equal to R into dq by dt. Now potential difference across the capacitor Vc is equal to q by c. The sum of the potential difference across each circuit element will be equal to the external applied voltage. Therefore, L into d squared q by dt square plus R into dq by dt plus 1 by c into q will be equal to the applied voltage. Here L is the inductance, R is resistance, C is capacitance, Q is charge, and I is current. If this question is asked for exam, first you should write these two equations, then compare these two. That is the electrical analog of mass in the electrical circuit, it is inductance L. For damping coefficient gamma, here it is resistance R. For force constant C, here it is reciprocal of capacitance. For displacement x, we have charge q here. Again, for velocity v here, we have current I. So first you should write the two force equations and draw a tabular column like this and give these points. So these are the portions that we have covered. We have two essays in oscillations. First one, damped harmonic oscillator, where we first derived the differential equation, then obtained its solution and discussed the three cases. Always remember to draw that figure. Then the second essay is forced harmonic oscillations. There also we derived differential equation, obtained its solution and expression for amplitude and phase. Then coming to short questions, you must know to state SHM, then its differential equation and solution. Now derivation is needed here. In the plus 2 you have derived differential equation solution. Here just know what is meant by SHM. Okay, then quality factor of damped harmonic oscillator and problems based on it. Then amplitude resonance, expression for Amax and resonant frequency, it is very important question. Then quality factor at resonance, sharpness of resonance. Then LCR circuit as an electrical analog of mechanical oscillator, is also very important. Whenever you write essays, suppose a damped harmonic oscillation is asked, you should first write the definition for damped harmonic oscillations. Similarly, for forced harmonic oscillations, you should give the definition first. Also, after writing any equation, always remember to explain the symbols like gamma, that it is a damping coefficient, small k, then it is force constant, etc. So that's all in oscillations.